it's Danielle over at DIYDanielle.com, and today, as part of our 30-day gift giving series, we're going to be talking about how to make some removable vinyl wall decals. For supplies, you're going to need some Cricut transfer paper. I use this particular brand. This is what I had gotten off Amazon. It was a good price and it works really well. I don't know if there's other brands that work just as well, but that's what I use. You're going to need your computer with the Silhouette software installed on it. You're going to need your Silhouette machine. You're going to need your cutting mat, something to weed your vinyl with, and you're going to need some vinyl. I'm using 651 permanent adhesive for outdoor use in my tutorial. Do not use that if you're going to use this on a wall. If you're giving it to a friend, I really recommend using removable vinyl, because chances are they're going to not understand the difference, and if they put 651 on their wall, it's a very good chance they could take their paint and their drywall off. I did this. I actually have a decal in my laundry room that is with 651. I haven't tried to take it off yet, and I'm just going to leave it there and hope it's fine, but I've heard bad things. So make sure you're using 631 if you're planning to put it on a wall.
We're going to talk about how to make your own wall decals, and this is actually pretty easy, and it's a good gift to give to someone if you know they love having quotes or images on their wall. Now, the easiest way to do that, and again, I'm using a Silhouette, so a Cricut would be a little bit different situation, is we have something called the Silhouette Design Store, and you can actually purchase things for your Silhouette and put them up. And you can look through and see what you want, but I can show you one that I had downloaded in my library. Let's see. And it's this right here. And I thought it was really cute, and I put it up in my laundry room. Now, you've got to keep in mind that this particular box is only as big as your piece of 651 or 631. And I'm not actually sure what size that is. It's not huge. I think it's 12 by 12 maybe. So it's not big, but you could drag this out and put it together separately if you wanted to. Okay, so of course you can always do something that is pre-done, but if you want to do something specific to the person, maybe a quote they really like, or I don't know, whatever you want, you can always create it yourself. And if you use the Silhouette software, you probably already know how to do this. You're going to be using your text, and you probably are going to want to fill up your whole sheet for something like a wall decal. If you're doing something like a decal for their car, it might be a little smaller, but that's really up to you how big you want to make it. This is, again, very simple, and this is really more for people that aren't familiar with the Silhouette software. I really like this software. I actually think it's a little bit easier to use than Photoshop Elements, and I like all the choices for fonts. I really love fonts. But let me see here. I got to figure out a quote to use. I had one in mind. I'm actually making a sign right now, and I'm going to use the sign text for this example because I don't need a wall decal anywhere else. Again, it's not that complicated, but the one thing about making graphics is that a lot of times it's nice to mix up sizes and in fonts. I don't need Albus Dumbledore to be huge. So a lot of times what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to highlight certain words. Now, when you're doing this, this is all in one text box, but you can always ungroup. At the bottom left, you can see there's ungroup selected shapes. And keep in mind, if you move it, it's going to just move one letter. So, let's see, let me move shape. So what I want to do is I want to highlight the words that I want to change. And in this case, it's abilities. And I want to group those shapes. And I do want to make this larger. and you can adjust the height of them. I do feel like it kind of messes with the text a little when you go too crazy. And the nice thing about this that I kind of struggle with sometimes in Photoshop is I feel like I can get the words closer together, which makes me happy. I'm kind of fussy. So I'm going to ungroup these, and I want to just group Albus Dumbledore because... Okay, guys, obviously I'm making a couple different Dumbledore quotes here. So our next step is to print, and I am going to go to cut settings. You could send a silhouette, but you may not get your settings right, which isn't good. So I want to click cut edge. I want to click on vinyl. And it's telling me here what my ratchet blade needs to be set at. I will show you a video showing how to set that.
So now that I've made my decal, what I'm going to do is I'm going to set up my computer, boom, and then my silhouette. Now you need to plug in one of your cords to the outlet. I mean, I feel like I shouldn't need to say this, but this is your USB port on your computer. It looks like a little rectangle, and you're going to plug that right in there. You have a nice little square here on your cut mat, and you want to line up your vinyl on it. There's a little arrow here at the top, and that's the area you're going to put in. And you line it up. There's a little line right here. You click load cut mat. So my silhouette program is telling me that I need this set at a 2. Now, let's see. This is the thing that cuts. And right now it is set at a 1, which you can see the little red dot is on the 1. I don't know if you can see that very well, but you can put it in here. There's a little indentation, and you just turn it to a 2, and then your red dot should be on the 2. So now that that's in the right spot, I'm going to put this in. It needs to click all the way down, and then I'm going to click it in place. Now I can close this.
Okay, guys, you set your ratchet blade. You get your speed. I'm keeping these as is. Is there anything else I need? Nope. And now I'm just going to send this to the silhouette.
Just the silhouette machine now is going to cut this, and I just have to wait for it to get finished. So once you have it printed, you can see close up, which you're not going to be able to see probably, that you can see the words, but I am going to cut around this, and I will save the rest of my this vinyl to use, because you could still use it for another project. So I'm cutting around my image here, and this is the piece I'm going to save. Now, if I'm doing another project and I want to piece my vinyl together, I can actually piece different colors. So I could take a little cut, I'll look on my machine and see where to line things up. And if I know, 1 through 4 is one block, I could do it just like this and just line up my colors in order. So it's kind of a nice way to do it. It's a little more complicated that way. I'm going to show you how to weed it, but I don't know how helpful this will be because I don't think it's going to do a good job of showing you details. But what I'm doing is I'm just going around the letters, and I'm just going to use my weeding tool, weeder, I don't know what these are called, to just scrape away. Now you don't want to scrape away the letter, you just want to scrape away around it. And usually I find that 651 is a little bit harder to work with than 631 because it sticks to itself really easily. So I try to break it off and as much as possible so that I don't have any accidents. We want to consider how we want to give this to somebody, and we want to give it to them in a way that they can actually put it on the wall themselves, which means we need to transfer this onto transfer paper. Now I get the Cricut brand. I will link it in my blog tutorial, and I find that this works really well. I'm just going to trim it up so it'll be the right size. And what you're going to do is you're going to want to peel the backing off your transfer paper. Ta-da. want this to actually be about the same size as your paper here. Probably should have done that. And you're going to put it on. You're just going to make sure you do a really, really good job of just pressing into the lettering so that they all stick to the transfer paper. Now, I'm going to trim this up. I'm going to trim off the excess here. You might want to just get the right size to begin with. Okay, so I trim this up. Now, this is what you can give someone when you give them their gift. And let's see. You're probably going to want to take a marker. Let's see, is this permanent? Here's a permanent marker. And just write the instructions. Peel off this back to apply, because what they're going to do is they're going to just peel off this back, and then they can center this transfer paper on their wall to put up their quote. Hey guys, we are finished. We have our decal. We've written on the back to let people know how to use it so that they can put it on their wall. And they are ready to go. You could just give this, and it's really easy to mail, which makes it a nice gift for someone that may not live close by. It's nice and light, so you don't have to spend billions of dollars shipping a gift that's really heavy. So I hope you enjoyed the tutorial. Make sure to check out my other gifts in the 30-day gift giving series this September. I will have something again for you guys tomorrow. Make sure to follow along on YouTube and on my blog email newsletter list. You'll be able to get free printables on that and other cool stuff. So I hope to see you again. Take care. Bye.